Welcome, people. This is formerly known as Aspect Slant of a Changing Man, turning into Improvement Podcast. How do we spell that? INPROVEMINT. What does it mean? I'm going to go back to Aspect Slant of a Changing Man and what that meant. Aspect Slant of a Changing Man was a podcast about becoming a different person. Becoming something new, giving an understanding of something new away from the person that you were that you did not like. A lot of us don't like the person that they are. They don't like the situations that they put themselves in, but they don't know how to change it because they became so accustomed to that type of person. I was one of those people. And once I was able to understand why I was getting the results that I was and how I can change that, I wanted to help other people to see what I seen. It may not have been the same problem. It may not have been the same situation. But I feel like if you step back and you looked at the situation, if anything aligned in that way that can help you see what's going on, it would be a help. Improvement, that's a new one. The N, I-N, in improvement means to step in, means come in, means to become. Prove, you already know what that means. You're coming in to prove that you belong there. You're coming in to prove that this is your area. You're coming in to prove that you're the best at what you do. You're coming in to be that person that you know you should have been a long time ago. You're coming in to prove yourself wrong. Because you may have created a scenery in your head that you can never change. It will always be that, and that's just life. So you're coming in to prove that situation, that outlook, wrong. Mint, M-I-N-T, fresh. Usually known for fresh breath. Usually known for a fresh feeling. So improvement altogether means come in, prove that you're the best at it, make sure that you look good doing it. Make sure you look fresh doing it. Make sure you feel your best. You feel like you're on top of the world when you do it. Make sure you feel like you look good doing it when you do it. I wanted to make a clothing line out of it, but I really want people to be able to say, I looked good in style. I styled it out. I did it in a way where I felt like it was me that did it instead of the way to do it. Yeah. So I wanted to change it up, get a little look, get it a little different, get ahead of what's going on, give it a little bit of a different name, a different person. So that's what I wanted to do, make sure that it was a little bit different than what it came as the last time. Because we were just at moving into becoming that person. Now we're into staying that person. And how do you stay that person? Practice. Confidence. Confidence is key. You have to be confident in yourself. You have to be confident in who you are. You got to stay who you are. You'll never be 100% confident in yourself at all times. But remembering who you are can make the outcome be one that lets you stay who you are. If you look on TV, a lot of people that are being seen are people that lose control. We like the drama of people coming in and losing control. We like the drama of people coming in and feeling like oh, this person played me, so now they're going to see the real me. They're going to see this one that I'm holding in. That's been a lot of TV these days. But for real, that's not the successful man we look up to. That's not the type of man we want to be. It's not the type of man we want to see. It gets boring looking at a man that handles his business. We used to have TV shows all the time of a man that handled his business in the way that he needed to. We had movies about that. A man that was able to keep calm, stay him, and the only time that he acted in anger is to up his skill. We had TV shows that showed, you know what I'm saying, when people are having problems, what they do. They stayed in control. They got a new. We will never be 100% great. And what I mean by staying in control, people lose their selves in situations, but they're always able to come back into who they were. When you look at a relationship, a woman always remembers who you are. She always remembers that person she fell in love with. That's what you hear all the time. I miss the person I fell in love with. And you're not him. Why is that? We lost ourselves. We became comfortable with this new person, with this person that is able to be handled. Not handled by her, but is able to be handled by us. So we become comfortable. Then you get the confidence in yourself. A lot of that situation is just losing confidence. Losing yourself. Not being as exciting as, you know what I'm saying, as in control, as a great decision maker as what you've been before. That's the number one thing about confidence is decision making. When you are in royalty, the things that they teach you is always being able to be confident in your decision. Be confident in who you are. Remember who you are. Because it's going to be a day where the person that tells you to remember who you are in situations that you're going to need them to might not be there. But if they can engrave that type of style, that type of moral inside of you, you have nothing to worry about. They have nothing to worry about. So confidence is something that they try to teach you in royalty. Being confident in you. Not just saying I'm the king, but knowing that you're one. Not just being able to say I can do whatever because I'm a king, but knowing what decisions not to make because you're the king. You feel like you can have everything. You know that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff is not held back from you. Then your no's become more powerful than the yes. And a lot of people don't understand that because they've been held off from the yeses for so long. But your no's become more confident in your yeses. Because you have the ability to do anything that you want to do. There's so many people looking at you, watching your decisions, watching how you do things, watching you because of the position that you're put into, wishing they were in that position. So they hold you higher than you probably hold yourself. And as you look at these decisions that are being made, as you look at people, how people react to you, as you look at how things go up and down, because one thing about being a king is it's usually something that is under your hand. And what I mean by that is some kings had grain, food. Some kings were in charge of fashion. Some kings were in charge of army, military. Some kings were just powerful. But they all had something that made their kingdom something great to stand on. So they would, let's say you were in charge of grains and food, and you would trade them off. How you reacted, how you treated the people that were growing the stuff, and managed to keep it in order and make sure that people felt good about doing their job instead of feeling like they wanted to be a part of your kingdom. They wanted to be a part of your people. It's something that made a difference, because when you sit here and you look at the situation, nobody wants to be around a lazy, bossy type person that just tells people what to do. It's not grateful. They just got a job to do. So as they look towards you to make sure that they feel great about what they do, or that the importance of how things go, you made sure that not only did you show respect, but they respected you enough to know that these things are in order. Who's more important? Both of you. More them than you, but as you ran things and kept things in order, and you made decisions, and you shut things down at the right time, and you made sure that people were not messing with those type of people because it's needed, and everything was just in order. People weren't cheating each other out of the amounts of stuff. You weren't doing too much. It became important to be that type of person. So that's why I say both. Usually we'll look at it and say, oh, that guy. King, the grain people, the king, the grain. No, they both are important. Because one has something to do. Two, somebody has a decision to make to keep these people wanting to do that. Trust me, there's been a lot of situations where people left jobs because of how the boss acted. There's been a lot of situations where the boss had to fire people because of how they were acting. So they all hold an important role in the situation of flourishing a system, a kingdom, a job, a place of business. But it all came back to confidence. Was that king confident enough to make people feel important, or was he in fear because he thought he was going to get played? Every time something came up not in the way that it was it that he had to kill him, or was it that there was an understanding that had to be made? It's not everybody has to die over mistakes. But when you're in fear, you want everybody to feel your pain. That's not something that we should go through. So my first subject that I wanted to talk about was confidence today. And I definitely thank everybody for showing up for this new episode, this new ordeal, this new show that we are putting out there. If you want to, go ahead and hit me up. Still the same email address and everything else. If you got any questions, we thank everybody for coming in, listening in. We're going to get more information out there on how to get, in touch with us and interact with us up in here. But we wanted to get something out there to let the people know we're still here, we're still going, and you guys are still great. So on all that, we thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for listening in. I don't know the subject that we're going to have next week. We might continue on in confidence. That might be the subject. We might continue some weeks on in this. Thank you guys for coming in. Y'all have a good night.